I call the member for Hughes.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker. Well, here we go again. We have the Labor Party coming in again, claiming that there are cuts. They normally put the word cruel in front of them and talk about these so-called cruel cuts that the coalition are making. We saw it, Deputy Speaker, during the end of the last session, where they talked about our cuts, or alleged cuts, to public schools. And I remember the member for Sydney standing at the dispatch box, ranting and raving how they're going to pursue us every day and tell the public about how we're making these cruel cuts to schools. And they even threatened us with the bunting. That's right, the bunting. They threatened the bunting in election campaigns. But not the bunting, that's what we said. They threatened us with that bunting. And what have we heard since then from the Labor Party on schools? What have we heard? Not a beep. And why have we not heard a beep? Because their claim of cuts was completely debunked by the facts. As we know, Deputy Speaker, truth is not something that we associate with those that sit on that side of the chamber. Now let's just have a look at the numbers here, Deputy Speaker. Again, so look, higher education, the Labor claim they are cut. So the first thing I did, Deputy Speaker, let's go and have a look at the numbers and let's see where these cuts are. Well, Labor left office, Deputy Speaker, 2013. We had $14.9 million in spending on higher education. 2014, the first year of the coalition government, we increased it. We increased it to $15.3 billion. No cuts there. 2015, Deputy Speaker, under the coalition with their cuts. No, up it went again. $16 billion, Deputy Speaker, in 2015. So what about 2016? Was there a cut there? Nope, Deputy Speaker, $16.5 billion in 2016. This year, Deputy Speaker, perhaps there was a cut this year. That's what the Labor Party, if you listened, anyone listening into Parliament, Deputy Speaker, would think that we cut funding this year, Deputy Speaker. What do we go? If I look at the numbers for this year, $17.2 billion. $17.2 billion. In fact, the truth is that this year, the coalition government is spending 15% more than the last year of the Labor government. That's right, we are spending 15% more than the Labor government were in their last year of government, and they come in here and they all embarrass themselves by talking about cuts. They do a lot of that. What an embarrassment, Deputy Speaker. They talk about cuts when the numbers show they are clearly increasing. Truth, like mathematics, is not something that is strong on the Labor side, Deputy Speaker. And what about going forward? Well, perhaps there are some cuts going forward. Well, let's have a look at the numbers going forward, Deputy Speaker. 2018, remember this year we're at $17.2 billion, 15% more than what Labor's last year in office. 2018, Deputy Speaker, the coalition had budget for yet another increase to $18.6 billion. Up it goes again under the coalition government. 2019, Deputy Speaker, again we've budgeted for another increase, $19.2 billion. And 2020, Deputy Speaker, yet again another increase under the coalition to $20.2 billion. So this story that we hear over and over from Labor members of Parliament, Deputy Speaker, about cuts, it is simply untrue. I could use another word that's unparliamentary, Deputy Speaker, and perhaps you have to show intent for that other word, but I simply don't think the Labor Party, I don't think they actually do their homework. I don't think they actually look at the numbers. I just think they get their talking points from head office and they mumble through their talking points, they're cutting. Repeat like that, like parrots, Deputy Speaker, where if they looked at the numbers, if they looked at the facts, they would see there is a clear increase under this coalition government. Deputy Speaker, we are doing the right thing by higher education. Changes need to be made because we have to make this system sustainable going forward. And yes, Deputy Speaker, the end result is no student in this nation that wants to back themselves and go to higher education has to pull 1 cent out of their pocket. The government will back them up front, all their costs. And Deputy Speaker, on average, the government will pay 54% of their cost of education. That is a pretty good deal, Deputy Speaker. We are spending more money There are no cuts. There is record funding going into higher education, and we're giving every student the opportunity to get into university if they want to back themselves without 1 cent coming out of their pocket.